Alright guys, I will be explaining the Timmy model in this video. Alright, so the model is very great. It consists of fair value gaps, inverse fair value gaps, and liquidity sweeps. That's all it is, right? And if you're not aware what those are, go into my academy and learn what those are, right? It's that simple. Starting off, this is pretty much what this setup is gonna look like. So you're gonna have an initial fair value gap that price is gonna tap into. With price tapping into that fair value gap, you want to see some type of move out of it, even though a wick rejection is good, right? We come back and we sweep inside of that same fair value gap, and you enter on a 1 minute or like anything from the 1 to 5 minute inverse fair value gap. It's a simple ICT concept, right? But you're only taking trades out of fair value gaps that's already tapped. That's it. The only way you could take a trade out of a fair value gap, if we like disrespect it, is if there is just another fair value gap right under it. Then at this point, it's still valid, right? That is how it will look for buys. And for shorts, you're going to look at it like this. Boom, boom, boom. You have one massive fair value gap. You have a sweep. You have a one lower time frame inverse. And then you simply just place your trade, right? And you just target low hanging liquidity, right? That's all you have to do. That is exactly how this model would look, like just using lines to show you guys for an example, right? And the best time frames to use this model for is the 1 hour, the 15 minute, and the 5 minute. With the 15 minute right here being the strongest time frame, the 1 hour the weakest, and the 5 minute is like in between. The 5 minute shows up way more, and it also does give a good amount of wins. I'm not gonna say it's a lower win rate because it definitely gives a great amount of wins. The 15 minute it's not gonna show up as much, but it's a high chance it won't lose. And the 1 hour, it's a high chance it's just gonna be another 15 or 5 minute once you scale down time frames. A good example here is this 5 minute setup here on gold, right? You come to the 1 hour, look at your buys for the day. You see price overall, we're up. We had a nice steep move down here, and we held this area right here. Shot up, came down, failed to take this low, and then inversed a bearish PD array, also known as a bearish fair value gap. Right, with that inversion, you can expect from this close here a pullback to continue higher. Drop to the 15-minute time frame. With that pullback right here, we continue higher. We're also gonna hold this fair value gap. And if you drop to the 5 minute, you can also see this fair value gap, right? Now here's the key. With this 5 minute fair value gap, it was already tapped into, right? We had the wick rejection, and we came back and swept it and held the gaps. Therefore, this makes it a Timmy setup. All you're waiting for now is a clean inverse. Now you get this right here. You get this inversion of this 1 minute. But what do you still have here on 1 minute? You have this gap right here on top of that leg. So it doesn't work. You go to the 2 minute, go to the 3 minute, still gaps there. 4 minute, it's still one small gap, right? And I don't believe there was a gap on the 5 minute. Nope, cool. Go to the 4 minute. All you're waiting for is a 4 minute inverse. And you're literally long, right? You take this long here. You can target the highs. You can target some more highs. You just target whatever, right? Cool. You can enter right there, or you can go for like you can wait for like a pullback. But me personally, I probably wait for like a smaller move, like a small pullback to like right here, and then keep my stops here, and then target, right? So let's see how that plays out. So I get filled, and we hit the main first TP. Now my trade is break even. I'm probably trailing stops right here, and I already took partials. Like I made profits for the day. I don't care what price does. Cool. I'm out the trade, and look at that. It just ripped some more. Now, what do? You come here to the 15 minute after your trade is over with. What do we see? We're still in uptrend. We still have highs up here to take. We could look at this low here and this low here. Why these lows? 15-minute gap, We're holding it. We have another 15-minute gap right here that's holding. Both have one wick tap. With that being said, on a 5-minute, it's also a gap. Not gap. We get so on 5 minutes, also a gap. And it's like an inverse, so I'm not going to mark it out. I believe this 5-minute here did inverse. Yeah, it's like right there on it, so I'm not going to mark it out. So we can expect a 15-minute reaction off here, or we can expect it to break through it and then react off of here. So let's see what you get. Let me go on 1 minute so I don't go past it if it does. Okay, cool. We got a first tap. We'll be interested here, see how price looks, right? Let's see what we get. Nothing. We can't way too far down. Let's see how the 15-minute looks so far still. So far, make sure that's marked out all the way. So far, it looks like we're going to hold this gap. So let's continue it. Looks like we're going to hold the gap so far. Okay, we inverse. I went too fast though. Nice entry there. Let's just see what we get. What will we target? The next Timmy level. Cool. 5-minute gap. How to target. 5-minute gap. How to target. It's that simple. So let's see what we get. Let's see if we either gonna react off here or take a second chance down here. Boom. We get stopped. We get stopped very bad. And then it's like it goes straight to TP maybe. Look at that. Next level. Boom. Dump. Right. So this trade was right. We had the right idea. We just got stopped by whatever candle that was. If you go to the 5-minute here, we did hold this one while sleeping this one inside this. And I did say when I was showing you guys previously in those paper examples that not paper examples, the drawings, that if it does sweep the gap and then hold another one on top of it, it can't count, right? With that being said, you swept that gap. You got inverses all throughout here. I think the highest one could be a 2-minute. Yeah. And then you just have an entry. Right? And like I said, I want to see this low down here get taken. So I'm going to see how we can react off of there to see what we do. And this will be my next target. Boom. Now that that's hit, I'll look for some type of inverse down here if we can get one, hopefully. Only thing now I would be interested in is the CISD entry if we don't seem like we're going to get an entry. Yeah, we're pulling all the way back. Let me check the higher time frame, see how this looks. Swept. Come here on a 5-minute. Okay. So we did inverse this entire leg and we're just pulling all the way back. Honestly, I think it would be a good entry here. And then I'll just keep stops like right here. I mean, then you know we target the next set of Timmys, right? Which is going to be this one right here. Why? Because we have a 5-minute fair value gap with the wick inside that held. With that being said, we have this target right here now. Why? Because we have a 5-minute gap here that had one clean rejection and held. Then we just have more of them. So you have them all the way up to this Asia high. So you can expect price if it comes any lower. Expect the CISD right here to hold. And let's just see what you get. All right, we tap that CISD. And we're holding it. It's holding so far. Boom. Expand. First TP smacked. And first TP is literally, what is this? First TP is a 1 to 3R. Made back for that loss up here and more. Continue to hold. We're just shooting up higher. Hey, it's after 11 when we inverse. How come you're not going to close or anything? Because we still have a massive leg of other gaps. Like it's all in the same leg. The only way I would have been comfortable closing that is if we inverse this 5-minute here because it was the highest one in the leg, the highest fair value gap. So we're gonna stay here on the 1 minute, and we're just gonna watch this play out. Boom, TP2 hit. Beautiful. Now, 2 minute, 3 minute. Okay, if this 2 minute inverses, which I believe it did, this would be pretty much considered a good sell. So let me see if it does. I'm gonna click this, and I think it's gonna close it. Let me see what it is on here. 258. Yeah, I think this is closed. So I would have closed this trade here completely. I wouldn't even take my chance for a full like 1 to 5R. I would have closed this trade, and I would not hop in shorts here. I would absolutely just fade these shorts. Only because I feel like since we're reacting so strongly off here, we're going to continue higher. So I would absolutely fade this short. And look at that. It could have played out. It was real close. It went for a 1 to 1.5. It's why it's important to watch your levels that you're playing off of. And look at that. Ran all the way up here. Rejected. Started shorting. This is why it's important to have good levels, y'all. You have good levels, you know exactly what price you reject off of it, and boom, full TP smack. And this is how you could have caught it from way down here and rode it all the way up there. Caught you some little mini positions here, short, here, short. Let's go back to the 5 minute. And it was just nice overall. Overall, it was literally just beautiful, right? That is how we use my Timmy model. That is how it works, honestly. And it's that simple, to be honest. So, let me see if I can find one more example for you guys. Let's see. Examples. Here's one. Boom. I'll go back one more. There we go. Come here on a 1 hour. That price is going to come way down here, but the only reason I'm interested in that is because we're holding this gap. Boom. You have a 15 minute here. Boom. What I'm seeing currently, price is moving up very with strong bullish momentum. We're failing to take out session lows. Like, we're failing completely, right? And we're reacting off of this London high from over here. We're holding it. So I'm expecting the price to obviously be bullish. I don't expect it to continue lower. Only way I would expect this to continue lower is if, let me see, drop here on this 5 minute. If we just completely dog this fair value gap, right? If we just completely inverse this, then I will expect it to continue lower. But if anything, I do want to see this fair value gap hold completely, especially since it's in the mixture of the 15 minute as well. So right now we have a 15 minute Timmy plan. It could be a good short. Let's see, if you would have took this, if you would have took the first inversion you seen, you would have got this short here. If you just traded this as a pattern trade, you know what I'm saying, no discretion or anything, you just pattern traded it right into this gap here. Let me see if this is a 5 minute tap. It's very close. I would count it, honestly. I would count this. So you're basically just taking it from Timmy to Timmy. Nice 101.2. Let's see if that plays instantly. Right? Come here on the 15 minute and a 5 minute. As you can see, you had a 5 minute fair value gap right here. And look at that. Nice little long played out. Stops right here. You already up 1 to 2. You can go break even, close the trade or whatever. It's full TP smacked. What happens? Come here on the 15 minute. You had an initial ejection. Mark it out. Come here on a 5 minute. You have your initial ejection as well. Mark it out. Come back to the 1 minute. And you're waiting for this. Let me see if there's a 3 or 2 minute. Nothing. So you'll be waiting for this massive 1 minute inverse. And then at this point, you'll be targeting the key area on a higher time frame, which would be up here basically. Come back to the 15. Make sure everything looks good. Cool. You also have London high right here, which is also a good target to go to. So now you're just going to wait and see if price is going to inverse it. Boom, price inverses. Well, what if I don't want my entry to be that high? Target right here. You have this massive fair value gap mixed in with this fair value gap. That's going to be a perfect entry if price comes back. But that's if it comes back, right? You could just enter off that inverse or wait. Let's see what it does. Boom. You get filled. Look at that. Straight to TP. Get filled here. Don't go anywhere below it. It holds very well. And you just take off straight to TP. And you see how you could have caught this short, this long, and then this long here. You had 3 trades literally in a span of what? You was given 3 trades in the span of 30 minutes. All hit TPs. You see how easy this could be, bro? And if you're a mechanical like trader and you go break even at like internal highs, look at that. You wait for price to finally hit it, and then it just takes off from there. All right, I got one more example, and that's all. So here, as you can see on the entire time frame, we're obviously very bullish. Minor pullbacks, minor pullbacks. I'm expecting this to be a minor pullback. I want to see this hold, drop to the 15-minute. You got this 15-minute holding as well. So this is good. Like, we instantly rejected it. Beautiful. So if I was looking for buys, I can expect this to be a good level. And I can expect to get a buy off of that, right? Here on this 15-minute, you have a balanced price range that price has just pulled back to, and you can expect it to come down. But we also have one right here, and that's also in line with our bullish sentiment, right? So drop down to the 5-minute. You also have a 5 minutes out of here. Now you can go ahead and expect price to react off of here to give you a possible setup, or you can expect it to come all the way down here on this 15-minute to give you a possible setup. One or the other, right? So let's see what we're gonna get. Also, if you're a counter trend, if you took this as a counter trend setup, you could have went for this 15-minute here. Pull it up, clean rejection, closer. Price went all the way back up, gave you an inversion. You could have took this counter trend setup literally somewhere right inside this gap for a nice 1-on-1. Does it hit? It does. It literally hits. But now we're still bullish though. That doesn't change anything. Tapped the gap, gave a clean rejection. Swept it. Now what are you looking for? An inversion. You have a fair value gap right here on the 1-minute. Go to the 2-minute. Too many gaps up here, not in the same leg as this gap right here. So the 1-minute is going to be your entry. You're going to have your stops down here, below the fair value gap or below the whole low. And you're going to be in this trade. Right now, you're going to be a drawdown, but that doesn't change anything. Right now, you have this high here. Right, you have this high. So you can expect this to be a good target. And then you also have a final target way up here. And if you want, you can also mark out this unfilled 5-minute for possible rejection. Now let's see what you get. This is a 1-9 RR setup. Let's see what you get. Look at that. Instant rejection out of it. Price comes back. Holds this fair value gap, continues higher. Partial. Expect something right here to hold. Or if not, expect something down here to hold. Boom. I want to see a clean close above this high to continue higher. I don't want to see price come nowhere below this point here. So as you can see, we got the clean close above. Now I'm expecting price to give a small pullback to continue higher. Boom. Just like that. Right now we're pushing up strongly. Come here on the 5-minute. We just inverse this gap here. So if we were to pull back, this would be a good area for price to hold. Now I'm going to drop back to the 1-minute. And I'm going to trail my stop loss and make it right here. This is going to be my trailing stop. Beautiful. What did price do? Didn't even have to pull back all the way. Strong bullish momentum. Caught the right area. A nice push to the upside. Full TP. And I also want to show you guys a 1-hour example. I don't think I showed one. So here you have a 1 hour gap. You tap into the gap. You finally leave some type of rejection candle. Beautiful wick closure here. Drop straight to the 1 minute. Straight to the 1 minute. As you can see, this was the low that you started off at. Price ended up sweeping it. Left this massive leg of fair value gaps. Failed to go higher. Came back lower some more. And finally gave you an inversion here. Once you take that inversion, set your stops at the lows or below this fair value gap right here. And you literally just hold your trade. You got TP1 here. You want to make sure there are some Timmy levels. Right, cool. Fair value gap. Price running straight through it. What's another good level? Go to the 15 minutes, see if you can find some. None whatsoever. Boom, here's one. Go back to the 5 minute. Watch your setup play out. Look at that. Boom, just ripping. Price pulls back a little bit. Let's see if this could have been a setup. We had a nice rejection right here. Let's see if that could have been a possible continuation for buys. Price rejected, swept. No, unless you entered aggressive, you definitely wouldn't have got that. Even if you did enter on this candle closure, you still would have won. But as you can see, we just continue higher all the way to London highs. And I would have been completely out of that trade right there. And that's just using a 1 hour. Like I said, 1 hour is low probability, but it does work. It literally works. You're literally just waiting for rejections and sweeps inside of massive fair value gaps. One time and one time only, not multiple. If you see 3 rejections, don't take the sweep. Do not take the sweep. And that is literally how you trade the Timmy model. That is exactly how you trade it. And it's literally just the opposite for shorts. I believe I showed you guys examples already, but yeah. It is literally just the opposite for shorts. And if you're trading NAS, also a heads up. If you trade NAS, there has to be a SMT. If there's no SMT, it's not a setup. Let's see if this is a good one right here for a short. 5 minute gap holding. Nice candle rejection. Swept all these highs here. Started to reverse. You have a bunch of low resistance liquidity. Sitting down here all the way to these Asia lows. Drop down to the 1 minute. See if it gives you something. Only thing you can go off of here is this change in the state of delivery. Lower probability, but we also have a 1 minute fair value gap that could hold it. And then you can ride it down here to Asia lows. Possibly. I mean, London lows, then possibly to Asia lows. Mark out this low here in between, see what it does. Let's see if you can get filled. Oh, we don't get filled. That's crazy. But yeah, this is the trade I do. Yeah, this is it. Boom, take London lows. Take the second TP. Chop around. Chop around. Don't break the highs though. We're still continuing lower. And then we finally end up reversing. We failed to take Asia lows, but this trade went all the way for a 1 or 5R basically. That's how good this did. This is a short. It's literally just opposite. And if it was a NAS setup, you literally just want to see an SMT. It's the same exact concept. You just want to see an SMT somewhere, right? It could be right here. It could be like this. Just some type of SMT before you take it on NAS. And it's literally that simple. And that is the Timmy model.